Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. A jury in Ada County will decide whether Bryan Kohberger killed 4 University of Idaho students nearly 2 years ago. Today, court documents show the Chief Justice of the Idaho Supreme Court signed off on the decision to move the trial. Let's bring in our Abby Davis now. Abby, you've been covering this for us all day. What's the latest?
Morgan, this ruling dropped just days after a judge in Latah County granted Kohberger's wish to change courthouses. The big surprise is Judge John Judge will no longer be in charge of the case.
I think it was very predictable that this case would be moved to Ada County.
The man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in the fall of 2022 will learn his fate in this courthouse. Court documents filed Thursday made it official. Former Idaho Attorney General Dave Leroy says Ada County will have an easier time finding a fair and impartial jury for Bryan Kohberger than Latah County, where the murders happened.
Everybody in Moscow was initially very concerned about their own public safety. They may have tended to either on the surface or subliminally made decisions that would be hard to set aside.
Ada County Judge Steven Hippler will take over the case from Latah County Judge John Judge.
The fact that this case is so complicated and there have been so many rulings already by the first district judge is unusual. So to change far away, halfway through a long period, and get an entirely new judge that hasn't made any of those rulings, that's unusual.
An Ada County courthouse spokesperson says they can't comment on the decision to move the trial, but said in a statement, "We have been through significant trials in the past and are confident that we can do so again." Judge Hippler told me something similar a couple of months ago during an interview about how the courthouse doesn't have enough space to keep up with all the growth in the area.
It's not a matter of whether we can, it's a matter of whether we can or we will, and we will, just as we did with the Daybell and the Velo trials. But it's going to cause further cuts in the services we can provide for those Ada County cases here.
The trial is set to start in June. One of the victims' moms, Christy Gonsalves, told me over the phone she's excited about having a new judge. She thinks Judge Judge took too long to make decisions and says it felt like the defense was in charge. While the family wanted the trial to stay in Latah County, she says God, quote, intervened and that they're going to lean into the decision. Morgan, of course, the Ada County Sheriff's Office, we asked earlier, they said that they don't know yet when Kohberger will be moved to the jail.
Okay, like Dave Leroy said, we were expecting this. It was sort of predictable,
yes.
But will this being moved to Ada County impact when the trial starts at all?
Great question. We reached out to the Idaho Supreme Court about that, and they don't want to speculate because they said anything could happen between now and next summer.
Yeah, a lot of motions being filed, other hearings coming up. All right, Abby, appreciate the update.